Hi, this is Rob. Thanks for joining me for a review of basic uses of the Logik Volume Wand. On your charts, on my charts, I find that typically I want to use the wand in a couple of different ways. One, I will use it inside of cluster areas, and so that way I can identify breakouts from ranges. And another way that I can do it is to use it to analyze how the market might extend into a range. For example, if I take this area clustering right in here, I can expand that out a little bit and pull it over, and then I can bring the wand onto that area, and generally I'll pick from that low in here right on up into here. And so what I'll get, I can see that this profile is clustered up towards the top here, and also notice that the point of control is up towards the value area high inside of this cluster. That being this whitish line is very close to the yellow line, and so it tells me that this cluster is orienting itself to the long side. It's not a normal distribution. And so as I see this market break out of here and then retest into here, I do have expectation that this market will go a little bit higher. I can also see, and I observe this quite often, where the market will come back down and tag that value area high to the point of control, and will then be almost used as a trend indicator. And so where a traditional moving average type of a strategy as a trend tool will fail, this kind of tells you as it comes back out of there that yes, indeed, the market is heading higher. I do have other volume tools on this chart, and I found that using the Z strength and the volume ratio tool are very powerful support tools for this type of analysis, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Another way that I might just pull this over into here, and in this way I'm grabbing this entire range through this entire swing, and this cluster is showing the point of control down at this point down into here. And so I've come back down, I've tested actually this is a scenario that I just described a moment ago. And I just grabbed this chart at random. As a matter of fact, I haven't even been trading the Russell that often, so this is fairly fresh to me. But come down, tag the point of control, and then continue out higher. You can see that volume node right there is the point of control. It extends out further than any of the others, and the volume is fairly thin up in here. So when it does blast through here, you know that this is an opportunity to hop on. And then as this market does this, what I'll be inclined to do is to grab the wand and pull it on over into this region. I'll probably be testing up into here. Again, I have this scenario where you've got a P-shaped profile, and the point of control is very close to the value area high. I'm expecting this to be higher. However, if I look at this inside of a bigger picture, I'm probably tagging up into something that might be a high. And so then what I'll want to do is I want to take this and cut it up shorter here where this market is clustering. And then I do see here, when I look at it this way, that again we still have that profile pretty high there. I probably wouldn't want to be shorting down into this. However, if I do pull this down into here, what I'm going to see is that this is a very clear area where the market could probe down into that area. I have a pivot point here, and the market very often will turn several ticks inside of that, this trend being established uptrend. And so I'll use the profile. I probably won't want to short there unless I'm just planning on doing it for a quick scalp. That'd probably be like a scratch kind of a trade. This market comes over into here, and then I would move my scanner over into this region on the chart, And what I'm getting here is a profile. I actually have a bimodal profile here, two bumps right here and right here. And bimodal distributions are often associated with continuation. And I may not have wanted to trade onto this until I had gotten up into here. You'll see this happens to be a UTB bar chart, but we come up and we tag this value area high, and you get a encompassing bar, and then head a little bit higher, a scalp trade there. And so then we form this clustering over here. I would pull this over into this zone here, and I wouldn't expect to be trading until we had a departure from this node right up in here, and then I would try to trade higher right up in here. Let me pull a crude oil chart over on here. Crude oil tends to get a bit more action, and let's do a couple. Let's do a couple with that and see. I'll have to adjust this chart to fit inside this area for you. And so let's just take a couple of examples with that. I'm going to have to I found using this tool to be just very powerful and effective way for trading. Let's go over and take a look. This is just before the open of the pit session, this mark right here. And so on the open, I would have something approximately like this drawn. And I can see that this profile, once we went through this node, this is kind of clustering up in here. I wouldn't want to trade in a region that's undefined like that. I do believe that I talked about this in the article on the Market Traders Journal blog. You can search through on the blog there for that article. There's a category for the wand, and so dig through there and take a look at it. But once this went through this secondary node down in here, I would expect this market to continue lower. This is kind of an easy come, easy go situation. And often when you see these turns, you'll get a bimodal. You'll come down into this node, you'll get a retest, and then it'll go from there. And so you get this kind of formation like this. It's very common. I'll see that. But basically what I'm doing is I'm using this in two modes. Either I'm trying to get it in some kind of consolidation. If I'm looking to enter a trade, I am looking for I'll just take that range from there to there, all right? And I'm just going to try and capture that range. And then as I see it go through that high volume node right there, I know that I'm probably heading lower again. And I could get more aggressive and use patterns to look at this as a continuation type of a trade. Another thing, I could have brought it up into here and see that I did come up and test into this high volume node right here. Now you'll see if I pull this back right here, I have the market. See, I've basically taken this range from this point to this point. This is a half cycle right there. And then the market comes up and it tests just short of that high volume node right there and then continues lower. So once I saw some microcycling going lower on this, I may have actually decided to enter a trade up in here. Now, traditionally, I often wait until I'm actually down around this low or even below it before I'll go short. And so in this case, I can often get into the trade quite a bit earlier than I would otherwise have gotten in, which is very, very powerful. And that was the thing that impressed me about this tool the most and made me want to carry this particular tool. Once I get into this zone here where the market is trending like this down into this region, I start getting a multimodal distribution here and down into here. I'm probably not going to grab that whole range because I don't need all this up here. And so what I'll do is I'll pull this down into here and I'll look for opportunity down in here. And so I came down into the pivot point there, and then what I'm probably going to expect is for this market, after tagging that pivot point, to come up into this area up around the value area high, around this high volume node up in here. And in fact, that's what this market does. It comes up and it tags that area. By that time, I would have brought this, I would have expected this to come up at least up into here, coming off of that low, and it did manage to come higher. And so in that case, I would have scrunched up this chart and pulled this back into here and tried to get a feel for where it might be headed once it got through this node right here. I would expect it to try and tag up into this 108.24 area, and it failed to do that. And so I would have caught that on a trailing stop if I had been in the position there. Once we get this failure up around that node, actually probably if I bring this down here, it still didn't make it up into that node. But this is a wonderful educational tool as well, because as you move this tool around on charts, you can it's very self-instructive, and it makes it possible for you to just learn intuitively how this sort of thing works. And so as the market proceeds on, I would then go grab this cycle up in here, and I probably would draw a new, I get this cycle up in here, and I've got a high volume node right up in there. So as I see this microcycling going back through this high volume node, I would be trying to trade this south again. And so where a lot of traders would have gotten lured into being long, you already knew at this point that the market was failing below this node. It's moving away from that node, that the market is now likely trending downward. And I would just step through my day like this. And I've just found this to be extremely powerful, which is what made me take an interest in this tool. And then the guys over at Logik worked with me directly on doing some customizations to the tool and whatnot. And so here we went through the pivot point. I've got this whole zone here. I would probably just grab this corner and pull this over into here, grabbing this whole thing. And so on this particular one, I have a high volume structure going over in here. And I probably, if I wanted to be really aggressive, I might actually decide to take a long here and run it from the 107.25 level up to the 107.43 area. And it does in fact make its way up into there. Actually goes above that pivot right there. And if that trades much higher, that's going to completely shift the bullish bias. You get some more nodes up into here. If it goes above the 107.65 area, that's going to be something that would be a trend reversal. So let's see what it does from there. 107.65, it went to 67. And so as you can see, I had another profile here. As you can see, it comes up into that 67 area. Actually, I remember that because I was trading that at the time. I thought it was going to go to at least 107.60 area. And because I had this profile back in here, I expected that it was going to come up and tag into this high volume node that's right here, and then possibly continue lower. And so as we went over into here, I would pull the profile over and I would capture this particular range right here and look for opportunity again coming out of that. And so let me expand this back out so it's a little easier to see. In this particular case, I have a big volume node right up in here. I have another cluster down in here, so I'd probably be looking to short. Actually, there's a point of controls right here, and so I might be looking to short after the retest. I find often you'll come down, hit into a node, go up and test another node, and then continue, have a trend continuation kind of a trade. So it's kind of beautiful because you're combining the cycling activity that's occurring in the market and the nodes on the tool itself. Very, very powerful and very effective, and it's been exciting for me to develop some of these techniques and to be able to share them with others. So that's what I have for you. Also in this article, I have put the manual, and you can dig through there and look at some of the features. There are other features on this tool, for example, that you can just click into. For example, you can get the volume balance that's here. The profiles, you can change the colors of them. I like the multicolor mode. You can also extend these outward. I tend to like it just in the single mode, but all it's really doing there is it's just making the profile bigger, and it's keeping the original one on there. It's just changing the scale of it. This particular one is cleaner because it doesn't have those others, and I like it that way. And there are other features. All these are in the manual. This gives the high and the low of the box, and this gives the percentage, particularly used with this. You've got, like 1.75% or so of this is down trades versus up trades in here, and so this one also, that one changes the color, and this one turns the value areas on or off or extends them. And so all that's in the manual. That's also in this article, so please be sure to take a look at that. And if you have any questions or thoughts about it, send it over my way, and we'll address that. But I think, as I said, between the cycling and the nodes, you can really get a solid 3D view of what's going on. And then if you throw some volume divergences into that, and leading or lagging strength, you're now looking at volume in 3 or even 4 dimensions along with the cycling that's going on. And I've just found it to be a very intuitive, powerful way of trading. So that's what I have for you. Thanks for joining me. As always, past performance is not necessarily indicative of future result. Run your risk tightly and look for situations where the market can expand. Don't look for one of the most important things that I would tell you. Yeah, like this profile right here, that's just a mess. And so, it wasn't so much of a mess right here, but like if you're right here, that market's going to have to go through a lot of garbage to go lower. So this profile right here is, I have like basically a full cycle here, or I could even pull it up into here. I'm going all the way down and then all the way up here. This profile is a mess. You don't want to trade into that. At least going south, it's going to have to go, if you're up in here, it's going to have to go all the way through all this. It's going to have to go all the way through all this. You have to go all the way through all this. It's going to follow the path of least resistance. So I expect this market's going to try and head higher. And in fact, that's exactly what it does. So, again, that's what I have for you. Thanks again for joining me. This video is kind of long, but I think you got some good ideas from it. And email me if you have, or contact me through the blog if you have any other questions on it. And we'll see you again on the next one.